Hi everyone, I'm August, and this week I did a swipe with negative space, some interference pigments, but before I get into that, I wanted to share something with you that I was not able to share with you before. It was a secret. I couldn't tell anyone. So a couple weeks ago, I got to do my very first in-person teaching class at Nate Bright Art's Fluid Art Retreat in Tucson, Arizona. I was a secret special guest, so that's why I couldn't say anything ahead of time. And I did a class on swipes using a SHELEE Art bloom recipe and cell activator. It was an amazing experience. I can't thank Nate enough for that opportunity. I had so much fun. I learned so much. It was so interesting finally being able to see exactly what goes into the prep for one of these classes, what you're doing between classes, and just the opportunity to stand in front of a group of people and teach something, which I'm not used to. I'm used to standing in front of this camera, which is so different. And I will say that most of the people at this retreat, all very experienced artists, so that made it even more nerve-wracking, but everybody was lovely. We had the best time. So it was a 3-day event. We did 2 to 3 classes a day. I made some amazing friends. Some of these people I had known online before, never met them in person. Everybody got along. It was just a really fantastic time. If you guys ever get an opportunity to go to one of Nate's events, I can't recommend it enough. So I think he's going to be doing 2 or 3 more next year. And it's a lot different than some of the bigger events. So bigger events are fun. You're with hundreds of people. You're seeing 6 different teachers over 3 days, and you're in classes with all these different people. This is different. So you're with the same people over that 3-day period. You're getting to know this group of people. The freedom Nate gives you in these classes. So when I went to some of the bigger classes, sometimes every student would walk out with a painting that looked very similar. We would have the same colors, we would have the same design. They were beautiful, but they were very similar. In Nate's classes, he gives you the freedom to do whatever you want. So he's going to show you the basics of the technique that he's explaining, but then you pick the colors, you mix them, you pick the pattern or the design, how you want to do it. And it was really cool seeing 14 people get the same instruction from Nate, and not one of the paintings looked anything alike. They were all so different because people were able to put their spin on what he showed them. So I definitely recommend his retreats. I feel like they're a little bit more special. Again, I love the big events as well, but this seemed just a little bit more special. And I do want to thank Sparkle and her husband Tom from It's Art by Sparkle. They live in Tucson, and they went above and beyond for us. They hosted all of us at their house one night for dinner. They had this taco bar and chimichangas and margaritas. We had the best time. So Sparkle and Tom, thank you so much. You guys, you truly went above and beyond. I do have one more thing about the retreat. I have pictures at the end of this video. I didn't take a lot of pictures, but when I would remember to take pictures, I took some. So I put them at the end for you guys to see. I think I've taken up enough of your time talking about this retreat, so I'm not really going to go into what the painting, all the ins and outs of that. It's a bloom recipe that's in the description below. I did a faux pillow, put some interference pigments and some other colors, did some swipes, called it a day. I hope you guys enjoy it. As always, Creations with Tanya and Grandma Kathy's Art Venture are premiering directly after me, and their videos and channels are in the description below, so please check them out. As always, I appreciate you being here, and I hope you have an excellent day.